Alright, hello and welcome to this weather update. We're going to take a look at the temperatures outside right now because feels like it's quite a warm evening out. At least it feels that way. Um, Ventu Sky has us in the mid 50s. I think it's warmer than that. I think it's much warmer than. Let's look at one look around because I was outside and it felt like it was still in the 60s. So let's see what we have out there. So waiting for it to load here. Yeah, it's close to 60 degrees. Not much of a sea breeze. Looks like it has cooled off in other areas, but not in the middle of Nassau or on the South Shore. Still much warmer in the city in the 60s. You got to go out into the Pine Barrens where it's a little cooler, or any other lessly developed area to get that radiational cooling, but you're not getting that tonight. It's warm. So we're going to take a look and see what it was today, because it was above normal today, significantly above normal. Yeah, we had temperatures. Ventu Sky has us in the mid 60s. I think it was a little warmer than that on Long Island. Mid to upper 60s. Well, and that was supposed to be in the low 60s. So it was still warmer in Jersey, where it was in the 70s. The city was upper 60s. So we're going to look at some of these observations and see what the high temperatures were today, and see how warm it got. So at Farmingdale right now, 58. Northeast wind at 5 miles an hour, and reached 66 at Farmingdale today, which isn't too bad. It's slightly above normal. And the thing is, that sun is strong in April, so once you're in the 60s, it's warm already. So 55, 37 is the dew points. The air was dry. Yeah, it hit near, Gabreski Airport almost got to 70, 69. So I mean, depending on where you were, it seemed like certain areas were cooler than other areas, just because, but in the Pine Barrens it got near 70, because there's not a lot of shade there. If you're in a forest that's leafed out, it might be a little cooler. Let's see what Central Park hit. So still 64 at Central Park. Central Park got up to 69 too, so about the same as West Hampton. But, you go to that usual hot spot. It's Toms River, and I'm sure it was hotter there. Right now it says 50. Let's see what it says here. 55 at Toms River, and the high was 73, so much warmer than everybody else. No surprise, once again, that they would be warmer than everyone else. So we're going to look at the satellite here, and you can see some cirrus moving in. We had a fairly clear day today, actually almost completely clear day. Which is, I could have gone to the Pine Barrens, but as you'll see, I didn't, because it was just too warm. But I didn't wind up doing something else. I actually wound up going into Brooklyn and seeing nature there in the Brooklyn Botanical Garden. So let's take a look at the high-resolution satellite. Looked like there were a few clouds over Long Island in the morning, and then they kind of went away. So it was a clear day, mostly sunny, beautiful sky today, just a little on the warm side for what it's supposed to be in April. So let's go ahead and look at the models and see what we have coming up for tomorrow. And tomorrow will be dry as well, but we're gonna actually look at the clouds first. We're looking at the 18Z run of the GFS, which is vastly different from the 12Z run of the GFS, which I'm going to point out to you in a minute. So tomorrow you can see we're going to be dealing with a lot of high clouds. Be a pretty junky day. Friday we're going to have the clouds from the rain, and this particular run slows that exiting of that storm down. Saturday was supposed to be a clear day, but this 18Z run slows that storm down significantly and keeps us in the clouds, especially Long Island, maybe Jersey. We'll have some sunshine in the afternoon. However, this is vastly different from the 12Z run. So take a look at the 12Z run. Got it out of here quickly. So 18Z does not do that. So we'll have to keep our eye on this, whether that's actually accurate or not. It might just be, hopefully we'll still get these clouds out of here and have a nice day on Saturday, because the temperature is going to be a lot cooler, and it will be a good day to go to the Pine Barrens. After that day, looking at the 18Z run, we're stuck in the clouds for a while. So we're not going to have any clear weather after that for a while. We're going to have tons and tons and tons of clouds right into May. So we're going to have to be dealing with these clouds all throughout, which is going to stink. Once again, it looked like we were going to get into a drier pattern, and that's not happening. Can't seem to freaking get into a dry pattern. All right, so as you see, the temperatures were quite warm today, and downright hot in the mid-Atlantic. But as we go into Thursday, we're going to have more of a sea breeze, which should keep things cooler, and temperatures should only be in the mid-60s probably, or a little less than that with that sea breeze. And you can see it's a little cool over here because there's actually some rain activity. And then as we go into Friday, temperatures should again stay fairly cool because we have the rain, but it's going to get a little more humid. We'll look at the dew points. And then Saturday, we have that nice, cool, dry air. It'll only be in the upper 50s and low 60s. So if we can get that along with some nice skies, that would be perfect to go to the Pine Barrens. Because today was just a little warm to be in the Pine Barrens, especially when you're not used to that kind of weather. And then for Sunday, it looks like Sunday could be a really chilly day with and then it's like looks like there's a front right here. So Long Island could be very chilly, but it could be very warm in Jersey. So that could be interesting right there. So it looks like a backdoor front. I'm not going to go any further beyond that. We'll look at the dew points. So we have very low dew points. The air was very dry. It was not humid. It was very nice. Tomorrow it stays dry. All right, so you can see the wind starts. See, you could get that more of a sea breeze tomorrow, so it should take the edge off the heat or the warmth, however you want to say. I call it heat. The humidity comes back in the picture on Friday with that rain, and then a really nice dry air behind that storm for the weekend, as you can see. So it will be nice and cool by the weekend. So now we go and we look at the precipitation chances and take a look at the NAM model and see. We'll use the NAM. Actually, that is the 0Z run, which is barely in at this point. So we'll look at the 18Z run and see. Tomorrow stays dry. You can see there's like a little light shower activity over Jersey, but for us stays dry. And then we get a little light shower activity, maybe trying to pop into the picture Thursday night. But the main rain comes in on Friday, and it's going to be another soaker again. So more heavy rain in the morning Friday, and another wave in the afternoon. Then a little bit of a break in the late afternoon and evening, and then look at this, another possible squall line setting up over Pennsylvania again. Look at those purples. That's not good. That's because you have a lot of humidity and a lot of tongue of warm air. But because we'll have the marine influence, hopefully it'll keep that squall line from holding. Hopefully it'll fall apart by the time it gets to Long Island. Then that moves out by Saturday in the morning, and you could see here. So how much rain does this give us? Let's take a look and see. Up to, it doesn't really give us all too much. It gives, depending on where you are, you could get a third of an inch to an inch, you know. So it's going to depend on where those showers hit. Looks like it's heavier off to the west. So we'll go back to this, and we're going to look at the GFS next, because this is a vastly different picture from the GFS. Has the rain out of here by early Saturday morning. The GFS, on the other hand, has it moving much slower. And it has this wrapping around here and just like lingering the rain possibly into Saturday morning and maybe even into the afternoon. So that's the GFS, not the NAM. Hopefully this is just an anomaly. It was just on this run, because again, if you look at the other run, it's out of here. So the other run at 12Z is totally different than this one. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the NAM 12 kilometer. Oh, did we look at the NAM? Did we look at the NAM 12 kilometer? I don't think I. Oh yeah, no, I don't think I looked at that one. Did I look at that one? I don't think I did. All right. So this is the 12 kilometer. It goes not quite as fine of a resolution, but it goes a little further into the future, and you can see it gets that rain out of here, and we have a nice sky. So hopefully the NAM is correct, but we'll have to see what happens when the next set of runs come in. Hopefully this thing doesn't slow down. You know, let's hate that when that happens. Let's look at another model called the ICON model and see how the ICON does, because the ICON may have been a little slow too. So you see the ICON is a little slow too. It also gives us a lot more rain. And the ICON has it raining all for Friday night into the evening, so the ICON's a little more robust in the precipitation signature. Let's see how much the ICON gives us as far as rainfall. I bet that number is going to be a lot higher. Oh, it is. It is. Give between 1 and possibly 2 inches of rain. So the ICON is putting down a lot more rain. Let's go to the GFS and see how much rain that's putting down. GFS is a little wetter too. So, yeah. So it's a lot of variability in the models. They don't agree, which really makes it hard to take a guess as to what's going to happen. We're not in range of some of these models yet. RGEM, not quite in range of that. You can look at the precipitation in the RGEM, but that only goes out to 0Z Saturday. So the RGEM is also much, much slower with the timing of this system. We're going to have to keep our eye on this. There's timing issues with this next rain system that's coming, but it could screw up Saturday, and I'm going to be really pissed if that happens. But what are you going to do? Hopefully they're wrong. Let's look at the Euro. Let's see if the Euro doesn't really show the precipitation amounts, but it will show the low. Let's see if the Euro moves that thing out. Looks like it moves it out pretty quick too. So it seems like the RGEM and the GFS is slow. Let's look at the Canadian as well. Let's see how the Canadian is with that as well. So we will look at the Canadian. The Canadian also moves it out quickly. So it just seems like we have 2 outlier models here. We'll have to keep our eye on them and see what's going to happen. But hopefully the system doesn't hang around and gets itself out of here. It doesn't ruin our weekend. Alright, so I'm just going to look at the longer range picture for the GFS. So we go. We have another system on Sunday that's weaker. Then we should have a high pressure try to build in on Monday. Maybe that'll give us a nice day. Maybe. But then, yep, more systems again, and that freaking ridge sets up again. And we could be playing with stall front syndrome for most of next week. And then maybe next weekend we clear out. But then more stall front syndrome. We don't want this ridge here because it always gunks up the works. It causes fronts to stall out and brings us humidity. We don't want a ridge here. We want the flow coming from the northwest. So hopefully maybe a little bit more in the May we'll get that. But anyway, I think that is going to wrap up this weather update. So thank you for watching. And hopefully that system gets on out of here. Hopefully it did get today. It was a very nice day today. Just a little warm for the Pine Barrens. The problem with the Pine Barrens, there's no shade there. And the trees the deciduous trees haven't leafed out yet. So there's no relief from the heat when you're there. At least when you're... And most of the trees on Long Island have not leafed out. But in the city and New Jersey where it's been a little warmer, the trees are leafing out. So at least you can get some shade. Because that sun is strong. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care. Thank you for watching.